Hi, this is Tim Federle, author and narrator of the audiobook 5678. 5678 is the sequel to my audiobook Better Nate Than Ever. And the first audiobook is about a kid who runs away from home and he crashes an audition for E.T., the Broadway musical, which is kind of based on my own life story of being a major theater dork in Pittsburgh, coming to New York City, being a dancer in The Little Mermaid and a bunch of Broadway shows, and then working with the kids at Billy Elliot. So 5678 is what happens when a Broadway show kind of comes together and also comes apart a little bit as seen through the eyes of a precocious 13-year-old. In terms of favorite characters in the book, I feel like my mom, it's like, which son do you like more? By the way, she has one. It's my brother. My favorite character to voice is probably Nate because it's so thinly veiled me that it's just easy to show up and not think that hard about it. But then there's also this like over-the-top British choreographer who I don't even think I do a good British accent, but it's fun to lay it on really thick, like doing a parody of a James Bond villain. So those two characters are really fun. I heard from so many listeners of the first audiobook who took the audiobook on a road trip, like with their kids, and then even the adults were kind of laughing. And so it's been such a kick to narrate 5678 because hopefully I will get back to some fans and listeners who know about the first book. Narrating my own audiobook, I sort of know what happens next. And in some ways, I tried not to overly practice because given the fact that it's from the voice of a 13-year-old boy, when I was 13, I just showed up at stuff and kind of just jumped into it and didn't even think and never studied and never did my homework. And so I've tried to approach this audiobook like a true 13-year-old, which means, I'd sleep in and barely get here on time. My inspiration for pursuing a career in show business, even before publishing, was that all the other boys liked football. I watched the Tony Awards. And then my parents took me and my older brother to see the national tour of Cats when I was 9. And I remember being like, wait, you can get paid to wear a Halloween costume? I'm in. And so my inspiration was, a group of adults wearing costumes. And then, a lot of people say they got into acting so they could play another character. And I feel like I got into acting so I could really be myself. It was where I really felt kind of safe and comfortable. And writing the audiobook for 5678 and Better Nate Than Ever felt like an extension of the storytelling I was always able to do as a dancer in shows like The Little Mermaid, as a fish. There's so many distractions out there. There's movies and video games and books and TV shows. So if anybody listens to your audiobook or reads your book at all and lets you know, I think it's a thrill, actually. So I definitely didn't expect to win any awards. But recently, Better Nate Than Ever, the audiobook received an Odyssey Award honor, which was super cool. It was also chosen as a notable children's recording by Association for Library Service to Children. That really means a lot. The book was also named a Stonewall Honor Book. And so I think if nothing else, what those honors and awards do is they give you a little more exposure to perhaps reach listeners who could maybe get a laugh out of a story that they can identify with. Because I think all middle schoolers, every middle schooler at some point feels like an outsider. And that is who 5678 and Better Nate Than Ever is for.